At some point in your career as a student, you've probably had a teacher tell you to cite your sources while writing a research paper. But what is a citation, and why do we do it? Citation is the practice of identifying the sources you have quoted, paraphrased, or otherwise used in your writing, and is pretty standard practice in academic writing. Citation serves several purposes. For one, it allows your reader to follow up on and to verify claims that you make in your writing, and it gives you the opportunity to acknowledge the people whose ideas you have used to advance your argument. Essentially, you are recognizing that your research and scholarship builds upon the work and the ideas of many others who came before you. The result is that citation helps readers see the connections between books and articles published by many different authors, as well as how they connect to your own ideas. There are many different styles of citation established by various academic and professional organizations. The most common styles, however, are MLA, APA, Chicago, and CSE. Most styles involve a two-part process. First, you acknowledge a source with a brief notation after you use it in the body of your paper. Then, you provide more detailed information about the source at the end of your paper in the works cited list or bibliography. This more detailed entry will include essential publication information about the source, including the title of the work, the author, and the date of publication, so that your readers can find it. Each citation style has a published guide outlining all the details of how to use it, and there are also many online tools to help. If you have any questions about citation as a practice or about a particular citation style, ask a librarian for help.
All right, so we're going to go through two different ways to cite your sources, one using the module at CPA and one using the internet. But we do need to know how to cite our sources to give credit available. The hard part is remembering how to do it all. My advice to you would be,
why didn't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Thank you, Pee-wee. So the first way to cite a source, which is the easiest if you're using the module, which I suggest that you should, because it's right there, and that's where all of our class information came from. Here's an example. This is the end of a lesson. This is a U.S. history lesson. At the end, basically the directions say write 3 paragraphs about those 3 things. So question number 1 is, where do I find all that information? Again, I would say go into the module. It's there for you. It's part of class. We talked about it. That's where you got it. Go there. If you want to use an outside source, fine. We'll get to that later. But step 1 is go into the module. So I need to write some stuff. So social limitations, political limitations, economic limitations. I need to find a page that deals with that. Perfect. Right here, I found one. All right. So I decide that this information looks good. I'm not going to rewrite it in my own words. That's called paraphrasing. I'm going to directly take some of this because I can, and that's fine. So I'm going to open up a Word document. I have this here just to show you, remind you where I got it from. I'm going to paste those words I copied right onto my Word document down here. First step of citation is there's a special number of words that you're allowed to use or less.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
That's good advice.
Why don't you take?
That's the picture he's referring to. So when you're in a Word document and you paste words in from another source, if you look down here, it actually says, hey, that's actually 49 of 57 words. So that's too many words. So I gotta get rid of some. Okay, that's 19 now. If I'm highlighting just those words, that's 19 words. So perfect. I'm allowed to use that. That's less than 30. So I'm going to borrow these words now. So how do I do that and give credit back? Well, first thing I'm going to do, less than 30 words, check. Second thing I'm going to do is actually put those 19 words I'm using in quotation marks. So there we go. Put some quotes on it. That's check for step 2. Step 3 is I need to actually give credit at the end of the sentence. And notice the quotes are on there. The period disappears. So it's quotes and then the parentheses, module 1.06, Face of Freedom, slide 2, and then the period's at the end. The period's always at the end. You know how I feel about periods. They always come at the end. Perfect ending mark. So again, where did I get that information? Just to show you again, because maybe you forgot. Again, I'm gonna go back. Module 1.06. There it is, Face of Freedom 1.06. Great. What was the second thing? Sorry, I went backwards. Face of Freedom. Okay, that was the name of the module. And then slide number 2. You saw that over here. So yeah, slide 2 of 6. So that's it. So as long as you do those 3 quick things, boom, you're allowed to borrow citations. As long as you don't do them in a row, you're allowed to use them up to 3 times during your work. I'll say that one more time. As long as they're not in a row, you can't go boom, boom, boom with them. You have to write some words in between, but you can use it up to 3 times per work. And if you forget that,
take a picture, it'll last longer, man.
There you go. So there we are. Here's the secret message. I put it in the middle of the video this time, not at the end. So to get credit for this assignment, you're going to need to actually write that down. I suggest taking a picture of it. It'll last longer, and then you can type it in the submission box. So there it is. When not using my own words, always cite my sources / use sourcing checkers before submitting. That was in the last video. So we talked about using the module. Now we need to talk about using the regular website. So here we are. Let's just pretend for giggles we're writing a paper, and it has to do with sanctions over Iran drone program after nation's president denies flying Russia. Oh my, that's a loaded topic, isn't it? Look at that. Look at those drones. My. Perfect story for what I'm writing about, though. It's a current story. I've got a bunch of words here, all of which are great. Oh my gosh, you know what? This is perfect. That's exactly what I want to put in my writing. I'm going to put quotes on that. I'm going to do exactly what we just did with the module, except this time it's going to be a little bit different. I need a website citation. So I'm going to actually go up to the top here. I'm going to do exactly what I did in the Word by putting the quotes, and I'm going to be putting AP, I'm going to be putting the author, and I'm going to be putting the source. But before we get to that, again, I'm going to copy the URL, because a lot of students think if they just paste this www dot into it, that's the citation. It's not. It's a little bit more complicated than that. To help you out here, though, we're going to go to Scribber. I think that's how you say that. We're going to go to citation generator. You may have seen this before in class. You have. I'm going to take that hyperlink, again, from up top here, copy it. I'm going to paste it right here, and I'm going to press the cite button. Oh boy, here we go, the cite button. There it is. I now have my citation for if I'm directly quoting it, or if I'm paraphrasing it, I can put what I'm putting right there and it'll do the same for me. So down here, again, I can just copy this and paste this right into my paper now. This should be at the very end, saying that I use the cite. And again, directly after my quote, you're going to put the author's last name. You're going to put the name of the article, and you are going to put the web address. You're going to put it in parentheses and put a dot. And then there, you know, I know exactly where you got it from. I can go back now and check to make sure where you got it. So if you do either one of those 2 things, plagiarism becomes a thing of the past. So remember that. Good luck, everybody.